into somewhere, into somewhere. Jake keeps telling the truth. Into somewhere, into somewhere. We see through all the proof. Brock did not retire. Romans on repeat. Into somewhere, into somewhere. Fans get press, not seats. TKO keeps raising up the cost on every fan, taking away the matches, then asking more again. Higher price, less in hand, that deal feels upside down. They squeeze the crowd for every dime while crushing what we found. The card gets thin, the buzz gets old, the trust gets worn and torn. You charge us more for less each time, and still you act reborn. We paid for the seed, we paid for the view. Now they want more from us. What are we meant to do? Into somewhere, into somewhere. Jake keeps telling the truth. Into somewhere, into somewhere. We see through all the proof. Brock did not retire. Romans on repeat. Into somewhere, into somewhere. Fans get press, not seats. Let the pipes cry out over broken promises. Let the names ring sharp through the empty promises. Not retired, not revived. Just the same old script on a bigger prize. Into somewhere, into somewhere. Jake keeps telling the truth. Into somewhere, into somewhere. We see through all the proof. Brock did not retire. Romans on repeat. Into somewhere, into somewhere. Fans get press, not seats. We hear it every week. Into somewhere, into somewhere. The system's gone weak. Jake on the mic. Into somewhere tonight. We slug the clips. We call the fight. From news to preview to one way you review. If it hit the ring, we brought it to you. Hey, banana clown, we covered the live chat's jumping now, the takes are flying in, and one more count, one more frame, and then we're diving in. Into somewhere tonight, into somewhere, Jake. We review it live tonight. We take it all the way. Into somewhere tonight. Say what worked, what broke. Into somewhere tonight. The whole caught every stroke. Into Scratch it back, cut it up. What did we just see? One huge swing, one strange call, one match change the feed. Jake says run that back and the room goes wild. We're not here to play it safe, we're here to call it live. Live, 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 live. Into somewhere tonight. Into somewhere, Jake. We review it live tonight. We take it all the way. Into somewhere tonight. Say what worked, what broke. Into somewhere tonight. Into somewhere. Into somewhere. is ready. Cody, let's go. Go, go, go.
Into somewhere we dive through tables, breaking down the night, frame by frame, unstable. Into somewhere the ropes might tear, but we're laughing through the carnage.
Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Welcome to the IntoSomewhere AAA Night of the Greats. Noche de los Grandes. We're back. How we doing? It's Jake, a.k.a. Countdown Ended. The Banana Man is here to bring you the AAA review. And of course, I am not alone. I bring to you the man, the myth, the legend on what was supposed to be new music release day. I'm sorry, it was supposed to be out. It's not out yet, but what is out is out of the closet. It's Cody Onidi 316.
Give me a hell yeah.
Yeah, I let you out for the review. I'm sorry, I should have done that sooner, but no. And we have a super sexy guest joining us as well.
Stay sexy.
2 matches. The second and third, your favorite? I'm guessing. Out of 4. We've got quite a bit to say about tonight. And then, of course, we'll give you a quick preview of Clash in Italy as we lead into tomorrow. Because we'll be live, technically, today. 31st of May, 2026. It's Jake, a.k.a. Countdown Ended, and we're bringing you, like I said, the AAA review. Cody Onidi 316 on the line. We've got the one and only special guest. Spaz Phoenix is joining us shortly, so we'll have him in here as well. For some reason, he's still got the old logo. Want to hear me bitch for a minute? Sure you do. Funny enough, I had to update NVIDIA's graphics driver before we went live. I always make sure everything's all set. Just before we go live, now I have no camera. And I'm like, that's weird. I don't know what happened. I come here and all I see is this. And I'm like, hello, but nothing's there. And I'm like, ah, shit. So I go into broadcast and it says, you need to update broadcast. And it turned into this like endless series of downloading NVIDIA updates that weren't the right updates for the last 20 minutes. So I made it like in the nick of time, and I'm feeling pretty
Stay sexy.
Pretty awesome. So hopefully you're doing well tonight, my friend. It's been a haunted PC attacking me about updates that should not be here. But I'll tell you this, AAA, top notch tonight. This was fun. This was enjoyable. I had a good time. Yeah. No. Yeah, far from perfect, but that main event was beautiful. Ooh, they made people care. Yeah, please. The very few. Yeah. I thought we were bad on commentary. Holy rusted metal, Batman. This guy's got a iron jaw. So I want to go ahead and have a little bit of an improv moment here. I want you to pretend to be Corey Graves and just commentate about anything. Just give me a little factoid. I don't care if it's made up, whatever, because I'm going to be Rey Mysterio. You ready? Go ahead. Wow. That's literally what he did twice tonight. What? I'm not exaggerating. They have Corey going off like he lost one of his testicles in a welding accident. He's like, Laredo Kid was the 539-day champion. He has held that title since December 7th, 2024, when he won it in Mexico City. He has not been defeated since, and he loses it to Ray Fenix. And Ray goes, wow. Just chapped my ass. Like, oh man. He's great as instant translator. He's great as all sorts of a go-between for, main roster and AAA, a brand ambassador, whatever you want to call him. But commentary is not one of Rey Mysterio's, strong suits. But speaking of my strong suit, look at who we got here. Another patient from the asylum that's been let free. It's the only Spaz Phoenix in the house. Yeah, what's going on, Sir Spaz Phoenix? You sound super low again. We got to get you for... I'm not the only one, right? All right. There we go. That's a little bit better. I turned you up some too, so. Yes. Yeah. See, that's the problem that WWE is having, because they present things as the opposite. Like, oh, it's the pinnacle of wrestling. It's WrestleMania. So you feel you because if you notice tonight, between the matches, they just had that one static screen for us in the United States that just showed, it was just a simple ad break, but it was a static image. It said shop.wwe.com, whatever. It had a QR code, and then you could chat along with the chat, or you could just wait. But even if they had a commercial break there, I wouldn't have minded, because it wasn't stuffed into every facet of the show. Mania had it everywhere, so. I'm working on it, chat. You should hear everybody now, so.
Can you hear me?
No, it's not you guys. It's Discord not playing along with XSplit. Like I said, everything got reset.
Both of us, Spaz, me.
They can hear you. Go right ahead, sir.
Oh, okay.
No, what I
wasn't sure.
Is if you watch the AAA, more so on the weekly shows, because they're kind of in smaller venues and you can't help but see the Tron. They've got full screen ads going on the Tron while the matches are happening, and
which is awesome.
They were real. I mean, if I was in the building, I'd hate that more than a break between the matches.
I would too, because that's more distracting.
But I will say, the fact that they shot away from it tonight, for us watching it on I don't want to say on TV, but on YouTube or whatever, it's very easy to ignore that in the building it's pretty in your face. I don't mind the breaks in a pay-per-view. There are times where it's just the pay-per-views that feel bigger, like WrestleMania or whatever, are the ones where I would like to say, you know what, this is what I'm doing today. Give me like twice as many matches. Like this show tonight. Nothing wrong with this show tonight. But there's now 2 matches that are officially announced for night 2. If they had combined, if it wasn't a regular episode just beefed up a little bit and they treated it like a proper pay-per-view, take the 2 matches from next week, throw them on this card, and you've got I don't want to say proper, because this was really good, but like a proper pay-per-view.
Proper length
you guys
pay-per-view. Yeah, for 3 hours.
But this tonight was better than night 1 of WrestleMania. I'm just going to say that. You might hate me.
This tonight was better than Double or Nothing.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Double or Nothing is show of the year.
See, I'm kind of like Double or Nothing got saved. I still say by the Athletic Commission not having them be able to be themselves.
Tempering
So
TK's most carnal influences.
yes, they couldn't tap into their urges. So
Sorry,
it's impressive
They
how
announced an extra match for next week, and I can't remember what it is now.
I will double check for you as well. I had it here. So, like I said, literally, I had to restart the PC as we went live, and then it kicked me out of XSplit, and then everything reset, audio settings. I don't know why it does this with Elgato Wavelength, but ever since we upgraded to 3, it's been a nightmare. So I apologize, but now everybody's coming in loud and clear. So we managed to do it on the fly. Fuck it, we're doing it live. All right?
I think tonight
there's only so
and
many
Double or Nothing
fail-safes.
prove. I think both of those shows prove that your advertisements and sponsors kill your show.
Oh, certainly. I mean, the flow of it, and I don't mind having a break.
But here's the issue: you have an
matches.
8-minute commercial, then they come back and be like, "Today's show is sponsored by Mike's. Tonight's show is sponsored by the Gingerbread Babies. Tonight's show is sponsored by WWE ourselves. Tonight's show is sponsored by Pampers. Tonight's show is sponsored by, I don't know, Maxi Pads. Tonight's show is sponsored by." Then,
it was endless, especially at
Video
Mania.
package.
That's what I'm saying.
Then
And there
they'll
were
play
no video
video.
packages either. That was also a problem too. At least tonight we had recaps for some of the feuds, but with everything else, this was amazing.
The comic book video for Grande versus Grande. It wasn't new. They have played it over the previous week, and I think they even played it on Raw as well.
They
But
had
it's a nice
stills
little
of it a while
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
So
But the full video package like we got tonight, it was run on, I think, last week's episode of AAA, and I think it was either Raw or SmackDown. All my days are running together because I'm tired. But
Yes.
they did play it up on it must have been Raw, because the Grande thing kind of spilled over onto Raw as well. And somebody mentioned it. Our friends over at the Wrestling for Life network had their live stream going. Obviously, best guys doing it in the business. But one of the guys over there mentioned it is like, with it being in Mexico, it is in sort of the style of like a drama, like a telenovela.
oh, absolutely.
Dramatic type thing. And I think for all the people, what's a good one that I can think of? People look at stuff like NXT when Gargano and Ciampa did One Final Beat years ago, and they're like, "Oh my god, all this melodrama is killing wrestling." It's like, no, characters and story.
That's what we want. That's what I like about AAA is the story, is the added drama, is the telenovela soap opera. It's tired in here answers. So yes,
soap opera. Like anybody,
I like dramas and
get over it a little bit.
I'm the one that watched One Tree Hill faithfully. You know, I grew up with my mother and grandmother watching General Hospital, like not having a choice. It was on. There was one TV. That's what you watched. And then you had to know what happened to George and Sally. And after a while, it was like, I need to know. I'm at school. I feel sick today. They're getting married. Like that kind of shit. So I grew up on the story. I get it. I need to see what happens. And that's important. Because if you get me to care, it's hard to make me not care. As stupid as that sounds, because a lot of times it's they can do a bunch of things wrong. And I'll give you a perfect example when I say this. Bray Wyatt, I got the Firefly tattoo, right? It takes, once you earn my admiration and adulation and love, now what? You could fuck up 1,000 times because I'm loyal, and it takes a lot for me to disappear. And
I can tell night one really earned your admiration.
Yes,
for sure.
See, I can honestly say that. Look at how many bad things that happened with Bray's character over the years that were just like, what are they doing? What is he doing? What is anyone deciding? How is this making it through to creative to TV? I mean, a lot of it was, especially towards the end.
But to be fair, like with somebody like Bray, like they did 100 horrible things with his creative, right?
Yes.
But I think you're on the same wavelength as me, as no matter what they did with him, he never took his foot off the gas. He never stopped putting 100%.
He always tried. And that's what I was originally attracted to in the storyline sense. But you get my point. Like, no matter what they did, I was like, all right, I'm still going to be behind you, because once you get me, you got me. And that's a few things here.
Yeah, I like OG Wyatt's like especially that's what made me really love Bray Wyatt.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
my thing is like,
Harper and Rowan.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was great. But like with Bray, I thought
straight.
he did really good with his characters. But do you think dark characters like kind of end up failing in modern day wrestling? Would you?
I don't know about dark characters in general, but I think anything that involves like
The horror characters, like
it's not just horror. It could be even a fun thing, but anything that involves supernatural or magic or
that's a better word, supernatural.
anything out of like balanced and normal believability gets even if it's just a joke gimmick and it's a parody, it's still not real. You get what I'm saying? And wrestling isn't real to begin with, so it takes a big.
You and I did a
leap.
pod a while ago about. I think it started with us talking about the Wyatts
Yes.
and the Wyatt Six and how that happened, and then it just became a more general conversation. There's an element, and Cody, chime in here too, because Jake and I have already talked this to death with supernatural wrestling characters. They've always existed. It's always been a part of wrestling. It's one of those very clearly you're gonna buy into it and decide, okay, this is what we're rolling with, or it's gonna be a case of this match won't be for me. You got to go on to the next one. The other one that we did the prime example of, it was because of all the TNA rumors of the Wyatts potentially.
Oh yes, if they were going there, we were curious.
And they were gonna interact with people like Decay. You were going to have stuff like them interacting with the Undead Realm and all that kind of thing. And it's not good or bad. If it's not for you, then that's perfectly fine. It's like any other kind of wrestling. You can decide it's not for you. But if you buy into it and if you decide to be like, okay, it's fiction, it's fun, this is what we're operating in, that's kind of what you have to do. If you're somebody like me that loves they're doing another weird thing, let me check out the weird thing. Like Rosemary going into the Undead Realm, reuniting with Father James Mitchell and Havoc and Crazy Steve and
Abyss.
even like the one time appearance by Abyss and Chris Park in the same
So
night.
cool.
It's one of those like, are you gonna roll with it? It's like horror movies, and I like horror movies as well. And it's a great 2026 is a great year for horror movies as well.
But you have to condition your audience and know your audience. And TNA has set up their audience to accept the unbelievability. And AAA is based in the same type of lack of reality. Like their heritage and I want to say lucha and wearing the masks in general, luchadors, it's all about, becoming a character, hiding your identity and, telling this backstory. Oh, I'm a dragon. No, I'm an ancient warrior, whatever it might be. So there are already more. Yeah. And now you've got clowns and undead warriors and so on and so forth. It works great for their audience because they're conditioned from childhood to hear these stories, and we got El Chupacabra roaming around.
A weird gimmick or a weird thing like that still has to have structure, and it's why I make the comparison to horror movies.
Yeah,
because as much as I like, okay, surprise me with the weirdest thing you can, give me a framework as well.
Yes,
you tell me I'm watching a vampire movie. Okay, what does that mean? It means they were dead and now they're alive again. And the way that they stay alive is sucking other people's blood. And if they suck somebody else's blood, either they die or they become something like this, whatever, right? Like, it's weird, it's fucked up, it's totally fictional, but it's still got a structure.
Yeah. I was watching a totally different type of vampire movie. There was no blood sucking, but I mean, there was sucking, but
it had some blood in it. But,
yeah, no, I mean, blood was produced, but that wasn't what they were going for. Heel says a part of me thinks Undertaker kind of ruined the whole dark character thing for wrestlers because he was so great. Now everyone's doomed to fail. I mean, he did set a high bar, but I think a lot of it is absolutely, definitely lack of storytelling.
Well, and it never had a chance to get stale because what the Undertaker was changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas normally you have to decide, oh, that's a spooky gimmick, I have to decide whether I'm into it or not. He was so established that when he went to Biker Taker and wasn't spooky anymore, you had to say, oh, he's not spooky anymore. Am I really into this?
And it was
But the
ever
Undertaker
evolving.
character was so good it created another demon character, like another gimmick out of it.
Yes. And
Like,
multiple characters
and
and a whole, you had Paul Bearer and you had, obviously Kane. And then the way that spawned off different stories and tales.
That was so established that Paul Bearer, I know he managed people before he managed The Undertaker, but if you got introduced to Paul Bearer through The Undertaker, then him managing anybody else, when he was managing like Kane or Mankind or the tag team of Kane and Mankind, or I don't know, that weird little bit of time where he was associated with the Dudleys for reason.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about that.
He established Paul Bearer
with the cement mixer.
I'm sorry to say, and as much as a fan as I am of the Bloodline, and you talk about the Wyatts, and they earned your respect and whatever, and they couldn't really do any wrong. And it's kind of why you and I have been talking recently of like the Bloodline have got me. I won't say it's going great right now, but they've still got me.
See, and that's what it is. I haven't been
speaking about factions. I need to hear your
bug. I haven't gotten that.
I got in trouble on Twitter for criticizing this group, but I have to bring it up. It's my tradition. How do you think of the Judgment Day?
Hold on, before he answers, really quick.
The champion
shout out to Modfather in the chat. He said, "Good evening, sir. Tuning in for the first time and bringing that up. Happy to have you in the chat, my good man." But what I want to say is congrats to Spaz for having the night of the century. Holy hell. You had like 1,500 almost at one point in time, like peak current people chatting. It was incredible.
Here that was also on my channel tonight. You guys know I do the pay-per-view day hangouts, which is not a video.
The watch along hangouts.
It's just an open chat, open place to chat, and I usually get a good handful of maybe 10 or 20 people in there. So it's very nice. A lot of them come from the Wrestling for Life community as well. So shout out to them. I put up the pay-per-view day hangout because I didn't have my timing for the show properly. So I had been running the pay-per-view day hangout since about 2:00 this afternoon. And I had to step away for a bit. I said, Jake, keep an eye on the chat. I don't
and then it just started to
I came back and there
go
was
nuclear.
like 500-600 people all speaking Spanish, and I was trying to use Google Translate to say, "Hey, I'm sorry, guys, thanks for being here, but I don't speak Spanish."
Yes,
and nobody could figure out what time the show was starting.
And then I kept like trying to translate, and somebody's like, "No, it's on Fox, not here." And they're like, "We're going there, but not till it starts. Let's hang out here and chat." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And then other people were like, "Keora S," and I'm like, "Oh, what time is it?"
I don't know.
Now or what time the show on?
I will say it took me forever, and it was middle of last week to reach the 1,600 sub mark. And as we came off the hangout tonight, we're about 3 away from 1,800.
Yeah, so, that's what I wanted to bring up. So
as much as I can say without butchering it, to all the AAA fans out there, muchos gracias, mi amigos, and
hola.
Please tune in tomorrow when I butcher Italian. Hey.
So yes, your opinion on Judgment Day, Cody. Go ahead and we'll let you rephrase your question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to know your opinion on Judgment Day as a faction. Do you think it should stay or should it go? Because nowadays they have their world champion just being a backup dancer to the backup dancers.
Literally.
I've heard that opinion, and I get it. And I'm a huge going back to what Jake was saying about Bray Wyatt and all that kind of thing. I'm a huge fan of Liv Morgan. They would have to fuck her up pretty bad before I start turning on her. I do think there's a story going on with the ladies of the Judgment Day, because I do think, for all intents and purposes, no offense to...
I thought there was a story, not to interrupt you, but like they always have one, then they just stop arguing all of a sudden.
They make up, they drop it. Roxanne and Finn, Raquel and Liv.
Here's the thing. If you're Liv Morgan and you've been away a while, basically my short answer is, I think for the meantime, because JD McDonough by himself doesn't really do that much, and because Dominic Mysterio is, focused on being the AAA mega champion, I think.
But he doesn't even go there anymore.
Well, he wasn't there for this show because he already knows that at Triple Mania he's defending against El Grande. So like he didn't have a challenger because his challenger is waiting for the bigger show. It's not ideal, but what they did tonight was bigger than a title match as far as AAA is concerned.
They tried to, anyways.
Is for right now, I'm kind of looking at Judgment Day as a women's faction, because they're front and center. Liv has the title. No, she's not defending it, but nobody was bitching when Jade did the same thing. I think what they're trying to tell you is Liv is going to get in her own head and convince herself that she's a better champion if she can make her teammates champions as well. But also, I think there's a little hint of, if I can help them I'm worried that one of them might turn on me at any given time. And if I help them get gold, maybe that'll stave off them coming after me, because Stephanie Vacour is on the shelf right now. How long before one of my teammates that doesn't have any gold starts looking in my direction?
It
Sorry,
sounds like
Milo
they're waiting
threw
for
this
Stephanie,
at me.
though.
I just heard her go like right by me. But
In reality, they are. In reality, they absolutely are. But in the storyline, and this is a lot of me projecting. I'm not giving WWE credit for explaining this very well. This is a lot of me putting my
Don't you
own.
have that fear that they're going to just drop whatever they're telling now, like they have with the Judgment Day. That's like a common theme.
yeah,
They could.
sadly.
It's absolutely true. But at the same time, I would say they haven't done that much with Finn since breaking him away. And a hop, skip, and a jump ago, he was mixing it up with CM Punk. I think the group, because the group existing is a story, and Finn Balor leaving the group is part of the group's story, not part of his story. I'm not exactly 100% confident in where Judgment Day is right now, is, I guess, my final answer. My bigger concern is the fact that they broke Finn away from them, and then Finn kind of went stale.
Shouldn't Liv have been the one kicked out, though, with the story they told last summer, how everyone was just okay with not telling her anything, and Raquel started being a dick to Dominic.
Yeah,
And
then
then,
everybody kind of had these.
I'm not sure. I don't have an answer for you on that one.
No, it's just a more point in general. Like, they keep dropping storylines, so it's hard to have faith when it's like continually they've just let things go, and that's why I wanted to have Cody highlight this, because that's what they're not doing in AAA. They are being, Undertaker and everyone that he's got working with him are being so super consistent that this El Grande thing was almost ruined multiple times by the main damn roster. They're like, oh, these guys can't touch, these guys can't brawl. But then they put him in a 6-man tag on Raw, so Undertaker was pissed, so he had them finally confront each other for the brawl, because it was like, well, what's the point? Now they can hit what they already did.
100%.
So
they did on the main roster, and it was a huge, like, glaring negative to me. And this is where, like, whereas before in my previous days on YouTube, I would have been like, yay NXT, fuck the main roster. I'm kind of doing that a little bit for AAA now, because clearly where these guys are performing best is in AAA, and in AAA, fucking El Grande Kaiser is like a fucking god. And WWE was like, yeah, but we didn't want him to be the good guy, so we're just not going to let him be. And I'm like, well, you guys are dumb. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no.
One last thing I want to touch up on Judgment, just to get your full, clear thoughts on it. So, even if they're waiting for Stephanie, what's the point of that rivalry anymore? After Liv Morgan said, Stephanie said I couldn't win on my own, and she's absolutely right.
Feels like it's kind of like...
That's the dumbest thing. Even a heel doesn't say that.
Yeah, like, I know they're like, oh, heel's gonna heal, but it literally went against the entire, like, storyline of Mania. For weeks, they had the entire build of "You don't know me."
For sure, I get what they tried to do.
Did you think it was a dumb line?
It absolutely didn't work. I know what they're trying to do, where they're trying to.
She's saying that she can't win without help, though. That's kind of
She's saying, even, hey, you might be better than me, but I still stole this from you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
She's not saying it like that.
I know.
That's the problem.
That's what they're trying to do, and they're not saying it very well.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
If they could word things properly.
I can't defend it. I can't defend that part. But the whole, like, the more
possibility.
The more the three members, like, pull together, the more you see them coming apart, because you saw them teasing, like, Roxanne, because Finn brought Roxanne in, and Finn brought Roxanne in originally to fuck with Liv, and then that didn't really happen, and then you saw her still talking to Finn, and that ended up being a dropped thread because, like, she attacked him anyway.
Yeah,
I do think whenever they do decide to split up the group completely, it is going to be, and this is unfortunate because Raquel Rodriguez has gotten a lot better. She's still not one of my favorite people, but she's gotten.
Who should be the face?
She has improved.
she's improved a hell of a lot, and she gives, she finally went and talked to people that could help her being the larger star in just about every match that she's in. She said it herself. She started taking advice from Kevin Nash and Undertaker and people like that. It's like, you're the big person in the match. You got to start moving around and acting like the big person in the match. But I think
people are afraid if the group splits, though, Raquel will be released eventually.
Unfortunately, out of the three of them, I could see that happening. I don't like it. But I think what's going to happen is when the group splits up, the two main characters going face to face are going to be Liv and Roxanne, and there'll be a story about like, oh, whose side is Raquel on, because
who's the face in that though?
Interesting.
Liv is like so popular. Like, how long do you go with her as a heel?
Here's the thing though, Liv's popular no matter what you do with her.
That's fair.
And
that is very true. I mean,
Liv's popular no matter what
any
you
hole,
do.
any position, she's getting over.
And pause. But the other part about that is if what people are loving about her is her heel character, and you turn her face, you do run the risk of people just turning off because we were perfectly happy to cheer for that bad guy.
Would her character work as a face though? Kind of like cheating, because it can be like a cool Dom and Liv keeping their characters but doing all this stuff to the bad guys kind of thing.
Probably could, but it'd be difficult to maintain. Just like the MJF everybody's asshole thing. Like after a while.
Yeah, okay. The MJF thing. MJF, I don't want to see as a good guy ever again, by the way.
That's the problem with Liv. Like, it works, but it doesn't. She has to change her character more and alter things. She can't be entirely the same character to be a face.
And she was, because I live more in NXT land. Before they decided to turn her, she was a pretty damn good face. Because remember when she came in and she was tag team partners with Cora Jade, and it was Cora Jade that turned on her, and she stayed the babyface. She was a pretty
skateboarder.
Cora Jade, who everybody like loves to hate now, which is weird. But I just mean, like, I don't think she was setting the absolute world on fire, because they were pretty slow to build her in NXT, and then when she turned heel, they left her in NXT too long.
Yeah,
but I think her potentially
they let the water stop boiling there. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think you can potentially turn her face, because I think the character that people love out of Liv is the obnoxious, I do what I can, I do what I want sort of bitch character. She is the character in her music video, which apparently might be coming back for SummerSlam. She might
trouble. I heard they might bring it back.
What do you mean? That's for real life?
Yeah. She might do the live music video type entrance for SummerSlam as well. So,
it could be.
We've got that forward too.
It makes me wonder what they're doing.
By SummerSlam, it might be Soul going after Liv.
Funny how you bring this up, because that I got the soul knocked out of me with her missing the Soul Snatcher again, and that has been the perfect topic of conversation. Saturday night's main event. I mean, see, we talked about it earlier as well. I don't have a problem with a 5-match card when they don't give you a 2-minute scramble that turns into a DQ. Like everybody's most anticipated match was Soul and Becky, and they gave you the runaround by being like, hey, here's the bait and switch. You really got to watch Clash in Italy. So the fans live got screwed, essentially. And I mean, yes, you can't always beat those types of matches. Like, it does happen. You do get squash matches, but the way it was booked, the way it was handled, the back and forth bait and switch with it's for the title. Oh, wait, it's not for the title. Wait, it is again for the title. No, we're not doing it for the title. And it wasn't like an eliminator match.
The advertising behind that was terrible.
Yeah, all of it just felt very insensitively lackluster.
The communication of the advertising was like, it was, and there's a place for it. I got to be fair in this. There is a place for match to build a match. But when it's not a pay-per-view, it's Saturday night's main event. It's basically an extra episode of weekly programming, but they do hype it up like it's a mini pay-per-view. So they know what they're playing with there. The fact that he's got one of the most memeable finishers in recent memory, I could say, and people are getting on her for like the first 3 or 4 weeks that she's been on TV and not hitting it in front of an audience that's like 10 times the size that she's used to.
Yeah.
Is wrestling fans being wrestling fans, but also, okay, we do need to pull up our boots a little.
Yes. So it's
as nice as I can because I'm incredibly biased.
It's a double-edged sword, and so am I. But I
think
said
the
to
Soul
you early
Snatcher
on. Yeah, go ahead, Cody.
is too choreographed. I think the Soul Snatcher is like way too like it has to be like perfect timing, and that's gonna happen every match.
Well, she hit it like 8 out of 10 times in NXT, and when she didn't, she managed to make it like look like a save, or there was a way to put. And she was getting better at having it like hitting it into somewhere. It was like, oh, I don't know where it happened, and she managed to do it. Holy shit! What an into somewhere snap! And then we got to be careful with that one, but we managed to see her hit it usually. But what did I say to both of you eons ago, especially when she started with it? I said it's a great performance center move because Cody called it and Spaz called it. You said it right, Cody. You really got to be set up, and you, being the opponent, has to be set up. So that's one half of it. They have to be in the exact right position and ready to go, and she's already midair. Part 2 of it is really part 1, but it's her getting the execution because she's not doing a backflip. It's almost unnatural. She runs up, and when she's on the second turnbuckle, she then goes and does a forward front flip and grabs the head after the first rotation and pulls it down.
Think about it. That's like, okay, I don't think any of us here are saying that we could pull off a soul snatcher.
No, I could barely get out of bed. Of course not.
I think
Pat Jake could pull off a soul snatcher.
Yes,
it's
very
kind
agile.
of like the shooting star press, in the sense of, to do a shooting star press, you're leaning backwards while jumping forwards, right?
Yes.
It's almost counterindicated. Now,
yes,
the soul
I guess it's
snatcher,
counterintuitive about the other one. Yeah,
I really like it. I think
I do too. It looks awesome, but
the times that it looks amazing is worth the couple of times it doesn't work, to me. In that, and that's just me making a personal judgment there. But I think the problem with the soul snatcher is you're going up to the top rope for a move where you're lower than your opponent by the time you've made your contact.
yes,
Like you're basically hitting a stunner or an RKO, which means you're under their chin. So you're going way over them to grab them once you're under them again.
and then you're trying to pull them down. So you've got momentum on your side if you're going straight down. But a lot of times they're going like off on an angle.
Does the opponent have to be right though?
In the perfect
sell
spot.
it correct.
Yeah, they have to be leaning over. Just like the best example I have for it is the Destroyer, the Canadian Destroyer, and the one that I always hated the most was the one that the Panama Sunrise, the way Adam Cole, I think that was what it was called, where he would be like
Just
in the
drop,
corner,
jump, land on your feet, and then do the jump.
Yeah, it was like, why not
But
use
not
the
just
momentum?
being there, right? Like, does that also have to be a move where it has to be sold a certain way for it to look good?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
because you have to snap forward, then take a flat cutter. You're taking a
flat
diamond cutter, face bump, all of it. So if you don't land smoothly with it, now you can also hurt Soul because you have to. If you don't land flat, you can crumple underneath her or on the side. You can turn her, and like I said, so she runs up. So the first foot goes on the first rope, the second foot goes on the second rope. Well, this time when she messed up at Saturday night's main event, she stepped almost like through the rope. That's the legitimate injury she has. She hurt her ankle. I pointed it out that night, but she basically like did this where she stepped through the rope and it snapped her ankle back. So when she comes down, she's holding her ankle, and that's when Jessica starts to react and disqualify her. But she is holding her ankle legitimately. So that was the injury. That's why they didn't do it on Raw,
Speaking of tomorrow, you've got potentially 2 matches that are in jeopardy because she's injured, and apparently Jacob's carrying an injury as well.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu is a hurt puppy, and now he's going into tribal comeback. So I'm
and all the usual suspects out there are out there celebrating that Logan Paul got hurt.
terrible. He did the surgery awake as well. That's
nuts. I'll say that's an unnecessary flex on his part.
I've had two awake. So one I had to due to a staph infection. The other one they couldn't get anesthesia, and they were both like horrific. One was just remove a port. And,
if it was something you had to be awake for, then that would be one thing, and that would be terrifying.
They woke me up in brain surgery to ask me questions, and I shit you not, when they did, I had the mouthpiece in for the breathing tube down my throat, and
so they were asking you
so
questions.
they were. Well, I had to like I had to like tap my hand, blink my eyes, all this stuff.
So like yes or no.
It was during brain surgery. So they woke me up midway through, and then they ask you questions, and then they put you back out. But I was messing with the tube. So when they turned me, they didn't realize that the piece that protects your tongue for me turned and cut off circulation from my tongue. So I was on my stomach then to do the rest of the back of my head. So when they turned me over, my tongue was literally out of my mouth. It looked like I was biting onto a piece of raw steak. All exaggeration aside, it was like, but huge and purple. I couldn't get my tongue back in my mouth for 2 days. That's how swollen and dead it was from being cut off for like, multiple hours during this surgery. So I woke up and I was like, in fact, I lost my tongue. I couldn't figure out how I lost my tongue during brain surgery, but I could barely breathe. It was so swollen. That was the worst part of the fucking surgery,
That sounds, I can't imagine that. Like to the surprise of absolutely nobody, I'm a complete wuss. I just about like get myself put under to get a cavity filled, and that's
you do what you got to. No, hey, if you have to do it, like that's what it comes down to. People are like, oh my god, you're so strong. It's like, no, you just got to get through. You find a way. Like that's really what it is. Human ingenuity. But apparently, fan video shows Jacob has right here during the Solo Sokoa street fight. They're under the assumption that Jacob should be fine by Sunday. They're saying that it was well before he hit the moonsault. So someone was saying, oh no, he was moving well before he hit the moonsault. So some people were saying it was the moonsault in the finish. I see a clip here, and it's from the house tour. So, but still, even with the house show, I'm weary about playing any content. But he goes off the moonsault, and then he starts running and does the corner splash, and then he starts, doing his taunt and his head whip, and does a DDT. All right, so he goes off the corner with the moonsault, and then he seems to get hurt. So he turned to his side. Now he's clutching his back after he did the moonsault. Yeah, that's not great. So they're saying they have two options. Obafemi, and he's busy. That doesn't make sense to me. And then
Santino.
They said the Usos. I'm like, well, that doesn't really make a ton of sense to me, but Santino. Whatever. Cage sign seats, right?
He gets Toro's pay-per-view without including Santino because we know he's in the area. That's the other thing. If anybody out there follows What Culture and knows Adam Wilborn is involved in kind of a separate like touring like wrestling fan experience thing called Sweet Chin Disco. And
lot of them, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, a lot of them were co-hosted by Adam Wilborn and Mark Henry because they're in Italy. The obvious connection of Santino being there, the original Milan Miracle as he was. So we know he's there. We know he's there for a post show that's in the area. They're missing it. They're missing like the easiest trick if they don't have him. Like even if he just comes out and
does,
Cody, plug your ears for a second. If he comes out to have a fun segment with Danhausen.
Oh no!
And we get like Cobra.
I was actually going to suggest something here. I was going to say
Cobrahausen.
If you can make it work,
have
Danhausen, R-Truth, and Santino all together with Danhausen's equipment, and they're all fucking with it because they're all
because
funny characters.
Apparently, his machine is going to facilitate the return of Baron Corbin. Which, if that's
all right, have a good night, folks.
I do like that.
I will catch you another time.
You know what? Oh, Pico said it earlier. He's like, you couldn't have that happen because, the dark arts, R-Truth is too dark of a character for the dark arts.
Oh, no. And he's also carrying an injury, so I don't even know if he's traveling.
I mean, that's quite the solution on your hands, Cody. Let's just find one less final this time.
Oh, fuck off. I don't know if you caught that the other day, Spaz. Like,
oh, Jake sent me the clip. Jake sent me the clip. It was
I was just ranting.
Just about as bad as me going off about MVP and how he's obsessed with Triple H. And my new impression of MVP talking about Triple H is you wouldn't believe the caucasity that I had to put up with. MVP can fuck off. Okay, and if anybody from this side hasn't come and checked out my side in a while, here's my 2 big points. Well, 3 big points. TK can fuck off. MVP can fuck off, and Grift Foley can fuck off.
See, I'm especially on that train with the Grift Foley one, because had he just said, "Oh, I want to work with the youth" or any of that, I would have never have batted an eye, used that good old, and it just pisses me off because he's like, "Oh, I can't work with WWE and their evil ways anymore because of how they support certain people." Yeah. And it's all about their royalty checks. It's not
the Khan family donated to those people.
And
the Khan family has several direct business adventures with Saudi as well. But don't worry, don't let the facts get in the way of a woke story.
Yes. He wants to virtue signal from the rooftops that he's doing it to save wrestling.
I'm sure he's acting very, very normal today with the news that apparently a certain scary orange man is now a minority stockholder in TKO.
Yeah, I'm sure that's really getting him to be not crashing out at all whatsoever.
Let me just tell you, this is not me. I would never say this. This is what they're telling me. What they're telling me is Freedom 250 is just the trial run. What we're going to do on the White House lawn, we're going to have all American mania, and it's going to be fantastic.
You heard it here first. Look at that. Imagine that on the White House lawn, WrestleMania 45, Now we're talking. I had family members bring it up the other day. They're like, it's terrible the UFC there. I'm like, I was like, if you're going to do a celebration, might as well, right? I said, doesn't matter where you have it. I said, they're still going to be setting off fireworks regardless.
People are already mad that wrestlers are doing meet and greets at the White House or whatever it is. Like,
the whole press thing going down.
Well, here's the thing: a lot of people making.
When is the Freedom 250?
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
Idea. I'm not a UFC person. I only watched Ronda and Gina because it made people mad.
All 17 seconds of fury, right?
I think I would last a whole 18 or 19 seconds with Gina, but that's another story for another day, and you're not supposed to.
I would say 12 seconds, but it is June 12th through 14th, so that's the weekend. The actual fight presented by Crypto.com and Ram Trucks on the White House lawn. Like, hold on, we got to step in the $10 billion studio really quick. No, not the Dark Void, the $10 billion studio.
How much more Murica can you get in there?
Right, so you got the press conference on the 12th. The 13th is the fan fest that you just brought up, Cody, with the signings and autographs and stuff. And then there is this image is great. But there's the UFC Freedom 250, and it says right here, presented by Crypto.com and Ram. Like, yeah.
The one thing I love was there was a story going out there, and I don't know how true it is. But like they were having trouble selling tickets, so they were offering tickets not for free, but at a somewhat different price for like military, ex-military, whatever. And it's like, but only if you fit this certain criteria. And it was basically a nice way of saying like, don't come if you're injured or out of shape.
Yeah, and you have to have ticket requests because they're free. But yeah, you can't transfer tickets. You can't.
Audience.
They know what they're doing. They got it down.
We should go live for that.
We're definitely covering it. That's been mentioned before. But yeah, they're having quite a few
in the Discord because I'm assuming you're gonna pull up a. Are you buying it? Or are you just pulling it?
No, all you need is Paramount. and you get yourself a nice little subscription over there.
Stay sexy.
And you can go ahead and check it all out.
Do you have to buy it through Paramount, or if you have
you
Paramount?
Just need it. You just need Paramount Plus, and you can watch it. Look at that.
See, if
UFC.
they were the big boys, they would just get on Netflix. But you know,
Yeah, they haven't gotten there yet.
the-
They didn't want that smoke.
The good MVP beat them to it.
The real MVP.
I want to go to the wrestler MVP and say, you know who the good version of you is? Jake Paul. Caucasity.
El Grande Americano had a song made about him by the Noah Club. That's crazy. See, I did not know that. Danhausen could curse the White House. That would be interesting. And
imagine being in the military and being told you're too fat to be in the audience of an MMA show.
I mean, I've been too fat to fit in my seat at a show, but not been told I couldn't stay. I just couldn't fit in the seat. So El Grande is so over.
I'm not small.
It was unreal. We've teased the audience. We've got to talk about tonight. Ludwig Kaiser, the German wrestler, Marcel Bartel. He's 35 years old, from West Germany, born and raised. That's where he spent most of his days, maxing out cool. And he was beating up guys who said terrible things to his girlfriend in an elevator. So he got sent to live in Mexico with Rey Mysterio.
Then when we found out it was an ice guy, then we thought it was okay. But then when we found out that was fake, then it was back to not being okay.
Then it was angry and Ludwig again.
What did I say the other night? Word life. This is basic wokenomics.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need is a story.
And this is the one thing I wanted to say, and I mentioned it elsewhere already today. And it's kind of like we just talked about Santino as a prime example. Like if you become like your company's like representative, or like I imagine when they go back to Ireland, like people like Becky Lynch, Finn Balor, Sheamus, etc., get the huge like that's our guy. You're like the guy, man of the people, be the man of your people, right? But to do what Ludwig Kaiser, and I'm not sitting here being like super sentimental or whatever, but to do what Ludwig Kaiser has done, to be completely adopted by a completely different culture down in Mexico, down in AAA, is pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah. It is pretty damn incredible. I mean, you're not wrong. And TSS,
I'm happy for him.
Glad to see you in the chat. He absolutely does. TSS felt like it was a one-match show. Initially, it kind of was, but that Rey Fenix match was a sleeper. I knew it was going to be good.
I thought there was two bangers on the show.
That match ended up being like the opener of openers. We'll get into it in a minute, but yeah, that match could be match of the year for the El Grande Americano mask versus mask face-off. That was better than anything probably tomorrow, probably.
My internet died on me about while I was dealing with all the celebratory stuff on my channel.
Yes.
Right as we were counting down days and
count them down,
chilling on the other side with KJ and Nick, and shout out to those guys once again. 3 minutes before the show starts, my computer crashes, my internet dies. I got to boot everything back up. And because my computer takes forever to boot up, it was like showing me the Phoenix and Laredo match like 3 seconds at a time. So I could see that it was good and I enjoyed what I saw, but it's out of the 4 matches we're going to talk about. It's the one that I have to go back and watch again.
Wow. Yeah. So you managed to miss out on probably the best match of the night that wasn't the main event. Really, it was that damn good. They really laid it all out on the line there, and made you believe multiple times. I assumed wrong and did not feel like it was going to happen in any sort of way that would be magnificent. But it ended up being really magnificent and extra.
Before we get into the show, I know we need to get to that soon because we've been alive for over an hour, I think now. But last thing, Clash needs to make a statement tomorrow to like kind of stick it to Double or Nothing, because Double or Nothing really has everyone on strings right now, and I think Clash needs to really capitalize and Triple H needs to be like, watch what I can do. Can they do it?
Absolutely. And look at that, Spaz, you got on the, I don't know, it's probably a little bit behind on this page compared to your stats, but it says right here, you're 10 away from 1,800. That's incredible. You were hoping to hit 16 earlier, so damn, that's a statement.
I was hoping to hit 16 last week, and now I'm almost at 18, and
incredible.
I can't even joke about it. If there's crossover here to people that have helped me get there over there, anybody in the chat, obviously you guys have all been on at various points and whatnot. I can only say thank you. I don't know where today came from. And I'm very, very sorry for the people that I wasn't able to communicate with because I don't speak Spanish and I'm not that fast on the Google. On my actual real time thing, I'm 4 away.
See, so I'm Heel says I don't, I have a father who doesn't care about, he doesn't give a fuck about wrestling, and he knows about El Grande and talks about him, and he says I don't care about AEW. I haven't cared in a while, to be honest. Yeah, it's Pico. Yeah, he wanted to hit it over 16, but now he's about to hit 18, so I guess that's legal.
You know what?
Well played. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's something. But yeah, look at that, 22% increased subscriber growth. That's incredible that you had today. Your total channel, you increased by 22%. So that means a lot for me to see that because I was just watching the chat fly up and getting pumped.
Oh, I mean, at least 50% of that comes from the Jake rub, and I mean, I know later on tonight I'll become.
Yeah, get that Jake rub right back,
Thank you very much. I couldn't have possibly imagined this since people in the chat are calling me Spaz Trump.
Exactly.
I think the people on Twitter that call me a maggot with the T on the end really don't know, even though they look at my name and there's a Canadian flag. Oh, I bet you voted for him. I'm like, well, that would literally be illegal. That's more in your guys' wheelhouse.
Exactly. I did a big flub the other night too, and YouTube has this like cool little edit feature now, so like we can clip things out and like do little transitions and whatnot, and it's been saving some shows, so I like it.
States.
It is, it should be, but guess what? We're making evidence disappear repeatedly. We know exactly how that goes. So if you didn't watch it live, you might have missed it in full. There might be a few clips that you don't get to see, like the adult rated stuff that I accidentally included with my wife from the other night. Oops. Still, not a joke. This was quite the opening match. Hell of a show. I was genuinely blown away by what we got because, again, was just not expecting, same feeling I had with Double or Nothing. There was one match that I was really looking forward to and another one that I knew the outcome of, but I really wanted to see. And that was the Ospreay match. I knew he was going to win, but I really wanted to see the MJF and Darby match. Besides that, though, the show was just going to be a show. Ended up being one of my top favorites of the year. It was damn good, really exciting. Like I said, the Athletic Commission, having them hold back a bit, really made for an exciting pay-per-view. But I had damn near negative interest going into it. With this show, the other three matches... the War Raiders, I was like, they could win. Maybe Pagano and Psycho Clown's, internal war finally blows up and they can't work together and coexist. But...
and in case you haven't heard before, Rey Mysterio fucking sucks as a color commentator, and he ruined every fucking match because that motherfucker was like the Viking Raiders this, and then they had to correct him saying the War Raiders and like they're Vikings to me.
Yes, he was pretty bad. He was egregiously bad. But I'll give you this. Going into this, the only match I cared about was the main event.
I'm going to plug our friends again. That's why you turned down the volume a little bit. You listen to our friends KJ and Nick over on the other channel.
Exactly.
The best alternative commentary in the business.
You listen to the good commentaries. You don't listen to the Mysterio commentary. Wrestling for life. Those guys, shout out to them. I'm usually retweeting them on Twitter, but go ahead and check them out on YouTube. They handle the watch-alongs. We handle the reviews. Great guys over there. And Spaz has got the previews.
I know he's not for everybody, but I do enjoy Corey on commentary. I know a lot of people think he's like arrogant.
I like Corey Graves. I even enjoy.
People hated me.
JBL
This is a hot take. I know he wasn't there tonight, but people that get really controversial and their panties in a twist. I really liked Pat McAfee.
Yep.
On commentary, and I think like he was really good because he acted like a fan more than the traditional commentator.
Yeah, but
I always like that.
To be fair, the people that don't like Pat McAfee and how I don't want to say exaggerating because he's not exaggerating, he's just like letting the fun out. The people that like shit on him are the same people that like in various points in NXT were shitting on guys like Mauro Ranallo, who was like stuck out because he actually had a personality back in that time. So it's like you just want somebody to be cardboard and sit there and say what the moves are, and that's it. And you want the voice of the brand to be excited, to pass on the excitement to the fans.
And Coop, my time traveling lawyer, he made a great point. Ever since Rey Mysterio got lawn darted into that trailer back on WCW when Kevin Nash, just threw him and belayed him into the side of that unit. He landed and he's never been the same since. He could be saying Esse and Vato like Eddie. Why? This is going to sound terrible, but this is my one complaint. And I used to bitch with Sasha Banks doing it because she did it so much. It was so blatantly annoying. Another virtue signal thing. I'm going to get over by constantly doing the Eddie stuff, but I know people are genuine about it. Most people do really care and they want to honor him. But so many people do it that it's kind of like it takes away the meaning of it. I'm tired of everybody doing tributes to Eddie Guerrero. You see it so many times throughout even just one show that it takes away the special poignant meaning behind any of it. It's like, everybody can do it.
You know who's really good with it is Mike Santana.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't do it all the time.
It's subtle. It's only when it's like a super moment.
He did the lowrider entrance once at a pay-per-view, but I think it was like, to be fair, it was like, I'll do my tribute to Eddie here because tonight's the night I'm winning the title type of thing. Like, I'm not going to tribute the guy on a day where I'm taking an L. Or like in a match where he's like struggling, he needs to pull something out of the bag, and then he'll do like the frog splash or the Three Amigos, but then he doesn't do like the shimmy for the pop. He just does the point straight up, and he like he's nodding, like he's giving the credit where it should be. He's not absorbing it. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Yeah, the Temu titles of Mercedes. Oh, absolutely. We know all about that. No doubt about it.
This one over here is how I got this bruise on my knee. And this one over here is where I bruised my throat. And this is where you guys thought it was laryngitis, but let me tell you what it really was.
Do you remember?
Nate, we're going to have a talk about that later. I saw that in the comments.
You're right. Do you remember when Triple H damaged his throat, RVD landed on it, and he like broke his larynx?
Oh, in the chamber? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why she has a prosthetic throat, so it wouldn't happen.
Is that why he laid out
It's 3D printed, so it expands now. So this way you could fit a few and still have extra space for air. It's pretty damn impressive.
You know, when you go hunting for animals, you don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes. When you go hunting for Mercedes, you don't shoot till you see the glare off her forehead.
I was gonna say until you see the 5-head reflection, but you hit me with it. Really quick.
She's got more five head than me. Do you know how impressive that is?
That's dangerous. I mean, those antlers don't grow back, but that 5-head does. So
I got a forehead that stops at the back of my neck, and she's got more than I do.
I can't top that.
Right.
I just killed Jake. Yes.
I can't top that.
Something she's never said.
No. Oh God. Or has she?
Oh.
How do I get on top? I top it. I top it off.
I was listening. I was listening to Jake's stream, and he had some guy on there named Spaz Fenix, and I tell you, I couldn't believe the caucasity.
As he swings the cane, you gotta have it come down.
It's a banana. Anyways,
I mean, oh boy, that's not going over well.
I mean the banana on your hat.
Fucking, there's of all, like, I never understood the allure or the obsessive nature that people had with the gooning of Sasha Banks. I just
here's
didn't
the thing,
see
right?
it.
Here's the
There's
thing,
so
right?
many attractive, talented women.
Yep.
And then
It's called DEI and identity politics, for one thing. But here's one thing I will say about myself. Oh, what do you think you look like? Okay, I'll borrow a phrase from William Regal. I, 99% of the time, look like a pile of undone laundry. But guess what? I've got less forehead and more tits than Sasha Banks.
I'm going with it, and more real hair even on my head because she's got the wig thing going on. You know me, I'm not one to go by appearance. I'll give myself a 4 overall, but she's like, I'm an 11, and that's the problem. That's the issue.
If she was my employee, the only job she might potentially have is I would tape her to the wall at the back of my garage so my bumper didn't scrape the brick.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to make her the human tennis ball that hangs, except this way you're protecting the vehicle. Got it. More head, less forehead.
Cover in rubber chickens.
Yeah, they were the whole time, just squawking. Oh, this is going through. It just the musical note she hit, though. Every time I ran into her, I'm going to do it this way because we've talked it to death.
She used to be able to hit those high notes back when she had tension in her asshole.
And back when the colon wasn't resisting.
Somebody hit the release, and now it's just
emptying constantly.
When she comes out of quote unquote work, you know she's done her shift for the day because she starts shitting silly string.
Yeah, I was gonna say the title belts are needed to hold the pants up. She needs the 11 belts, or else her asshole's gonna fall out.
One belt sponsored by TBS, one belt sponsored by TNT, one belt sponsored by Depends.
Oh.
What are we doing?
We don't need the maxi ones anymore. She's really 50. Listen, I didn't go down this. I didn't go down this path.
I don't know. Pico's in the chat talking about what we're doing here.
Oh God. So, sir, really quickly, we're going to go through our predictions for Clash in Italy tomorrow before we get into our actual review. We'll fly through it because we have talked it to death on the Spaz Phoenix YouTube channel and on IntoSomewhere Weekly. But I think out of Roman Reigns,
tangents on that podcast, by the way.
Yes. So cheap plug for everybody to go check that out. We give a full in-depth preview, and Cody and I give a part of the news on IntoSomewhere Weekly.
Did you guys? I'll get Nate to pop with this one because he said, check the chat, Cody. You're welcome. And then it was like that joke again. All right. Did you guys have anything on your podcast solving any solutions for like maybe the final time or no?
Yes, because we went on about how Roman should lose and Jacob should win, and it would be the monster that no one can control, but it'll never happen. So that solution's done.
To go back to that real quick. Like
know?
Last night, like I was just confused. I was just trying to rant about the Judgment Day. Then I heard Jake laughing, giggle. I'm like, I don't know what's. He's like, you can say plan, Cody. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand what you're. Anyway, what's your so and so? And I'm like, oh shit.
That external sources have told me that Cody actually has a new entrance theme. It's the final solution.
Oh God, you're gonna kill me.
No, I'll save you for last.
Oh, there we go. At least I get to
Oh
watch.
my God. He popped. Fine. He finally got a pop. Oh Jesus.
Oh boy.
Bend over. I'll get another one.
We had many solutions.
All right. You ruined it all.
You're selling like a Rhea phone case to a bunch of gooners. You see that? That thing went for $6,000. Now that's something. My God.
It was close to her mouth, Jake.
Yeah, she got some of her spit on it. Of course it's sold. Yeah.
She was pulling a Justin Trudeau and she was speaking moistly to people.
It is now the 31st. You hit on May 25th. You hit 1,600. So that's an incredible feat tonight. I love to see it. That made me super happy to see. And
you know what? No offense to Triple, but all we need to talk about is the main event. No.
Well, I'm basically is what's happening, but yeah, I mean, Clash in Italy, it's gonna be.
I feel like it's gonna be a good show. You got Brock and Ova. I think the Tribal Combat will be
good card, but I think it might be a little bit disappointing story wise. Cody's gonna have the Final Solution playing in the background, but we got to do the German edit. So like in the middle, there'll be like a vocal breakdown.
I didn't do that for months. I didn't drop a bomb on Paris. I asked for surrender 5 times before we attacked Warsaw. Everything was refused.
What the fuck? Oh.
Am I a heel or face with that? What's my gimmick?
Depends on which side of
why
Nagasaki you were on, I guess. Really.
Fucking hell.
That's so good. I went back and watched that like 10,000 times. Like that pops me the most where I finally realized
yeah. Because people were like, "Oh, what a bit." I'm like, "No, that was legitimate. That one just stuck."
I'm looking at past the chat. I'm looking at the actual like comments on my watch along and whatever.
I saw a good deal that were posted.
I can't read any of them.
I know. I was trying to translate and figure out what was being said.
Oh yeah, you were trying to live translate in the chat. Like, I feel bad because all these people have come in and like
we can promote war games with that.
I got through a good majority of the comments at one point by using AI translate.
Hold on. I want to point out something here.
Yes.
I just mentioned that people on my channel were speaking a different language, and all of a sudden Cody brings up war.
See?
And here I am just sitting here with a warm drink.
Ah, no ice. Goodness. All right, translate. Here we go. Detect. What did your first comment said? The big American can't lose to the short American.
Oh my God.
That's literally what the comment said.
Okay,
with
one American and one German. What are we doing?
Let's see what this one says. Some of these comments have many updates as well, so it's funny to see like how does anyone know what time will be visible in Panama? Is the second highest
people were asking what time
question
because like nobody in the chat that was speaking English that asked me what time does the show start was telling me where they were coming from. I know what XX Mega did, but I already know who XX Mega is.
Yes.
But nobody was saying where they were from. So I stopped trying to figure out like what the time would be for them. I would just be like, look, the show's starting in an hour and 10 minutes. Do your own math.
This one says, does anyone know why the gentleman hasn't begun playing the match? I thought he was with WWE broadcasting it. Si lo transmitter WWE. So
it very clearly says it's a hangout.
You're from parts of but isn't it hilarious? Like people just don't read, they don't check, they just assume.
And it's fair because my information thing is written in English and the title is written in English, and I'm not putting anybody down that doesn't speak English. I appreciate you coming to hang out in the chat. Very, very awesome. Mucho thank you, gracias, or whatever.
Yeah.
But like there's a gap and I don't have my bridge building materials.
And shout out to Dylan in the chat as well. Dylan XD's there. How was the Night of the Greats? It was great. Overall, it really was entertaining. We had the starting match of Laredo Kid taking on Ray Fenix. And this was, I mean, we'll give you the spoiler right off the bat. Ray Fenix wins. So now I can speak a bit more freely. Laredo Kid had a combined day record of 1,757 days with this belt, with the Cruiserweight Championship. El Hijo del Fantasma had as it combined in one reign for 945 days. So holy hell. He's got him by 800 days there alone. This reign here was 539 days since December 7th, 2024, when he took it in Mexico City a while back from Matt Riddle. Go figure.
Matt Riddle, one of the many, many, many people kicking ass right now in Australia.
Yeah.
World Series Wrestling. We've been talking about it quite a bit, and eventually
Ton
I'm
of
going to get
fun.
around to watching it. Yeah.
And Ray Phoenix has it now. This match was exciting.
Not the first time he's had it either. Like,
No. So, but damn, was this exciting? Was this fun? This was very, very, very enjoyable. Overall, it was a lot better than I ever expected it to be. I knew that Laredo Kid and Ray Phoenix were going to have a good match, but I didn't expect Ray Phoenix to win the title just on their Night of the Greats, because I thought other titles were going to change hands. So I'm like, Laredo Kid will probably, and they did. So all new champs. I thought Laredo Kid would retain, though, in the end. The Laredo Kid tries to surprise Ray with taking the cover off of the turnbuckle, and then he takes Phoenix to the other corner, puts him in a clover leaf while the ref's distracted. Like little moments like that. But these two traded stiff shots in the middle of the ring, and then eventually Laredo hit a big DDT, gets a big moment there. But then it was incredible. It wasn't like a straight up no sell. It was like Phoenix put his hands up, and when they threw him into the DDT, he blocked it, pushed himself off, did it like a spin kick, and then hit a fucking destroyer DDT. Now, Laredo Kid again, just like last time, how he retained, goes for the low blow after already hitting it once, but Phoenix finally blocks it, hits a rolling cutter, 1, 2, kick out. And I'm like, fuck, he's not going to get the belt now. That was his moment.
I will say, the spot where somebody tries to do a low blow and the person that's supposed to receive the low blow grabs it, it never looks quite right, does it?
No, it doesn't. But this was blocked. It wasn't even so much like he stopped him and hit a cutter out of it. So like he rolled into it. So the psychology was, yes, I agree. I'm heel. It was insane. Every bit of story, every bit of anything you can do, I can do better. Like Phoenix hits him with a beautiful super kick after this, goes for the muscle buster, but then he gets countered and he starts mocking his brother. And this pisses off Ray. And now he's goes ahead, pulls him in, hits the muscle buster, and you're like, now he's got it. 1, 2, fucking Laredo kicks out again. And I'm like,
well, and that's a nice call. I didn't see it because I part of the match. That's a nice call out, because the match previous to this that went away because he went with the low blow and all that kind of thing, and then Rey Mysterio, new GM, made the rematch
happen. Yes.
It was Laredo Kid on the top rope getting cocky, mocking the Zero Miedo thing. And I guess it's an easy thing to do because Phoenix doesn't have a relatable like thing, like the Zero Miedo thing, like the hand motion thing that Penta does. It's like, you don't really have a thing that I can mock.
Do with you, yeah.
Ray Phoenix doesn't really have a pose.
He doesn't really have a lot of character. He doesn't have a lot of I don't want to say charisma, because that's not right. He's oozing charisma. He just doesn't have a lot of story, like a lot of
he doesn't have a lot
defined,
of despite the fact that I really like his entrance music.
Exactly. We don't know a lot about him. Like Penta, they've built up with a bit more explanation over time, who he is, where he's come from, motivations, what he's fighting for. This, we get a lot less with Ray Phoenix. Like, oh, that's his brother.
Ray Phoenix was more of the let him come in and do his talking in the ring.
Yeah.
Quite similar to what they did initially with Javon Evans.
Yes.
Javon Evans,
which is smart, but after 2 years,
Javon Evans, I like Javon Evans as a character, but I get what people say with him slipping into that territory of, goofy guy that's just happy to be here.
He's the Eddie man. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I think he's got a little bit more to him than that. But if people are seeing that from him, then I understand it.
I appreciate that he did the I'm going to work with Penta, and we're both doing this Penta strut. We're doing.
Okay. I just. I just lost your sound, bud.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Okay.
If they can still hear us. In the Ray Phoenix versus Penta, I think Triple H values Penta more than Ray Phoenix, and I think Ray Phoenix has been a failure on the main roster.
You got to deal with that occasionally. Can you guys hear me now or what?
You're really
Low.
Whoa. Maybe it's the
Muffled.
Hold on, please.
Do you think Triple H fumbled Ray Phoenix spaz or what?
I think the launch on SmackDown was a little. It was all over the place, and you can't blame like. I'm not defending Triple H. I'm saying like you can't blame another third party because they had the idea of teaming him with Andrade, which was cool for like 3 weeks, and then Andrade was gone, and he was just kind of.
And he was back again. Hi.
Are you back?
I'm still here.
No, I said you said Andrade was gone, then I made the joke. Then he was back again.
Yeah, but like they made the team with Andrade, which was, like I say, really good for like 2 or 3 matches, and then Andrade was back out of WWE again, and they kind of stuck him in a, we'll just throw you in there when we need a random lucha role, and then he was a random opponent for other people that they were focusing on. I do think, even though, yes, depending on how you want to look at it, it's a maybe a step down. It's not quite like they sent him to NXT because getting sent down to NXT is a more obvious, like, you're here now, you're here. But like putting him back in AAA, where he does already have an established history, where he is going to be received like a big deal. It's like, okay, it's not working over here. We can put you over here. Let's get the crowd behind you in AAA that are already behind you, and then I guess, use it to reintroduce you at an appropriate time. Or the other thing that's going to happen is you're still really low, man. You're still really low.
Very quiet and a little muffled.
Yeah,
I think on the main roster they're
on the recording too. Weird. All right, hold on. Let me restart XSplit. Or you guys keep talking.
All right. I think what they're going to do on the main roster is they're going to wait until because we already know that we don't know who they're facing, but we know that the Lucha Brothers are reuniting for the first time under a WWE banner at Triple Mania. We don't know who they're facing yet. It's probably going to be the War Raiders for those tag titles. But I think once they've got that big sort of re-debut as a team, I think they're just going to put the team on Raw or SmackDown. Stuff that happened during his leaving process with AEW, do you want to say, right? So Penta has a little bit more character, so it got him into a title picture faster, and he's the IC champion right now. He'll run his course with that. My guess is going to be that he's going to lose it right before Triple Mania. They'll reunite as a team. I think
they need them as a team on the main roster, though. If WWE is really trying to restructure their tag division, because if you're bringing in Enzo and Cass
are awesome.
Then
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, then he might be bringing in Corbin and Dijak, right? So
good stuff. All good stuff.
Even though they're saying they need to restructure it, even though they released all their tag teams,
okay. Motor City Machine Guns got released. New Day got offered a new deal and said no and decided to walk. I know.
Well, I respect them on that. They're worth more than what they were offered.
Fair. I'm not saying that they're not, and I'm not saying that the deal that they were given was a good deal. I am saying
you should keep a team like that now that's like
fair.
I don't know what's the word you want to call it.
I'm just saying that there's a difference. It may not be a very big difference. There's a difference between looking at one team in the Motor City Machine Guns who never really found their feet in WWE, not their fault.
Yeah, I think they're better off like with a TNA again maybe or AEW. I think they're just better off at one of those two promotions.
I mean, Of course, I would say this because I'm biased. I hope they go back to TNA if that's the case.
But I think Tony Khan, I don't know if you view it that way. I think he wants to get the New Day and Motor City Machine Guns. I think he wants to get both.
I think if anything, you get the New Day in AEW, and
You think New Day's definitely going to AEW?
I do.
I don't know why it's so quiet.
That's fair.
Still, I'm trying to figure.
Yeah,
out.
I don't know what's going on.
Like
You're a bit louder.
I brought up all the way the decibels. That's about as best as I can do for now.
Okay. I was gonna say
know.
you're a bit louder now. It's just a little on the muffly.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. I've been sitting here going nuts through everything, and I think I have to restart the computer in order to fix it. It seems like so. We're just gonna ride it out
Should we
best we can.
Speed run the rest of this so you can fix your
No, yeah,
stuffy.
we're just kind of going through it. Go ahead and you guys pretty much have the yeah, Spaz did say muff. And basically the finish, so you could reiterate, was just Fenix gets kicked in the balls. He tries to go ahead and he gets hit into the exposed turnbuckle after getting hit in the balls. And eventually Laredo Kid hits him with a frog splash, but he kicks out. And that's when eventually he gets the muscle buster to win the AAA Cruiserweight Championship.
I will say Ray Phoenix's modified version of the muscle buster kicks ass. Because he doesn't drop straight back. He sort of brings it forward, and it's almost a muscle buster into a Michinoku driver.
Yeah.
So I think it's a nice little spin on it.
I'm happy for Ray Phoenix, and I think you got a little louder there.
Did that
There
help?
you go. Yeah.
All right. I reset the stream deck.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we'll
there we go.
start.
You're
We'll
clear,
start there. Annoying. I'm sorry.
The cat is
but-
watching us do tech support in real time.
Yes, exactly. They're amazing. That's why we love them. I'm sorry, folks. Like I said, and I'm sober at this point. Good thing. Imagine if I wasn't. That would have been a disaster. XSplit has even another update right now, and I'm not exaggerating. It keeps popping up telling me to update, but I searched for updates right before we went live, so this stuff doesn't happen. It is pretty crazy how, like, I don't know, maybe it's some type of jinx or something, but look, like, it just keeps like, will you update me, please? I know you're live and you want to talk to people, but fuck that. I want the new software. Fucking bitch. Soft. And it doesn't let me wear it.
Hey, Jake, what kind of wear would you like? SAWFT.
Soft? Oh, you're getting me excited. It's soft.
Hey, maybe
And delicious. And bottomless. And yummy. It really was just such a good opening match. Ray Phoenix is celebrating with his family. Saw a lot of that tonight. I was expecting so little from these two and got so much. This was like a 5 out of 5 star match, legitimately.
I agree. This was a classic, and
they did
so
build
much
a
fun
story with this. They did do some character work to build into this match, and that was all very well played out and very important. But at the same time, this is one of those, even if there wasn't a story, tell me these guys are having a match.
Absolutely. Yeah. And thank you to all that are here today. Hit subscribe, hit the like button.
No offense.
We appreciate
the
it
next
greatly.
two matches.
Yes.
No offense. Maybe it's because the other two matches were so good. I just don't care about these two. The second and third match.
These two were good, but they weren't.
Stay sexy.
They weren't breaking down the barrier like the first two did. So
I think they're forgettable because how great the opener and main event were.
Oh yeah, they picked their opener and closer properly.
The first match, like I said, damn near 5 out of 5 star perfect match because it was in Mexico especially. But they have Dr. Wagner Jr. taking on Vikingo, and there's a whole story going on right now. So Vikingo has been on a huge, like, lost, depressing, defeated story. He missed the AAA title multiple times. He couldn't get the IC title from Penta. He lost to Mini Vikingo. And now he's going for the Latin American title, which has been held by Wagner for a year almost.
Keep in mind the side note of this story, and it didn't really turn into much tonight. His manager, Dorian Roldan, was the one that thought he was going to be the new general manager before they named Rey
Mysterio. Yeah.
So I'm predicting a lot of interplay between, like, you know how you see Paul Heyman and his interactions with Nick Aldis, and Paul Heyman and his interactions with Adam Pearce. You're going to have a similar thing with Dorian Roldan and Rey Mysterio, and he's going to be like, why are you protecting your son? Because he's champion. He's like, my son's a dipshit. What do you want from my life? But I think it's really cool to see Vikingo out there. We talked about this on the preview, but I'm a lot higher on Vikingo
than
on
I
TV.
am. Yes,
on TV than you are. I know there's external stuff that I'm not as familiar with. I just think it's really cool to see him out there with his twin brother Omos.
Yes. And Mini Vikingo playing into it, so it certainly was. And thanks again to I'm Heel for being awesome in the chat. He's like, podcasting is like a Jeff Hardy match. Sometimes it just randomly goes wrong, and sometimes you just show up too fucked up for a reason, and they book the match anyways.
Sometimes Tony drops you off a scissor lift to the concrete, and you finish the match.
Yeah.
You mentioned Mini Vikingo though. I wanted to get, because we talked about the ladies trios match that we're getting next week. The 5-man match that they announced tonight for next week's show as well is
going to be fun.
Mini Vikingo, Octagon Jr., Lince Dorado, Joaquin Wilde, and Cruz del Toro. Yeah. Lince Dorado is just kind of
everywhere. Yeah.
Like he did a jobber match for somebody on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. He's done a couple of like, hey, we've got this new guy, and Lince is going to be the opponent for spots on NXT, and he's just like chilling in AAA as well. I think he's just like, there's one sort of universal, like every galaxy has a catering and they're all connected. It's like the TARDIS. Catering is the TARDIS.
Cody knows they just go from spot to spot. They just all connect. Who had chili? You know,
but he's just chilling, and he kind of shows up wherever
it's needed.
I'm kind of interested. Octagon Junior's solid. I don't have much to say about him. He is one of those guys that's just like, hey, it's a lucha guy. Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde is an interesting one because they haven't been a tag team in a while. Joaquin Wilde is like changed up his style a little bit. He's gone back almost to, for the TNA fans out there, he's gone almost back to the DJZ vibe. So I don't know if there's a split or if they've just gone their separate ways, but if they come face to face in the match, that could be interesting.
It could be, no matter what, it adds tension somehow because it's a known or unknown commodity. And that's a lot of what's good about AAA is everybody having these layers to them where, because everybody kind of interacts with everybody. So you and Ray might get along, but you and, Ray don't. And it's like, so, and there's shades of gray with some of it. There's always an intense amount of drama. I'm Heel made a great point saying, like, Omos, he's finally being booked right, because all the years I couldn't stand Omos. He wasn't good. I didn't like him going up against Lesnar. I get the spectacle because of the size, but he was too green. He wasn't trained right, and it was an abysmal match.
And they put him in positions as well where you are just like lumbering oaf number 5.
Yeah, he's not the big enforcer. Now you see him, and Microman, like that was hilarious. That they're using him right.
Omos versus Mini Vikingo was a death sentence.
Yes,
and this is what I'm saying. Mini Vikingo is great, and I think like Cruz and Joaquin are good. Lince Dorado's good. Octagon's good. I have to imagine that this has been set up to be some kind of showcase. For Mini Vikingo, because I imagine,
and you don't have to yell at anybody about being Filipino, not Mexican. No, I agree, and that's the thing. Like so many bits of stolen valor.
Because I said it to you last week. I don't 100% buy, and this is why I was having problems with this match before it actually happened. When it actually happened tonight, and I was watching it, I enjoyed it quite a bit. But going into it, I was like, okay, you had Dr. Wagner. It was a hard sell. Yeah, you had Dr. Wagner in the Santos feud, and then Santos disappeared, and then a Magic Santos disappeared, and then you've got Vikingo, who, as you said before, has been chasing the mega title for so long, and all of a sudden he's really interested in this like sort of sideways tangential title. So I couldn't buy it from, again, I said it with the other match because it was so good, but this one was one where I couldn't buy the story, but the match got me in as it came along. You've got Dr. Wagner's brother in there, whose name is, I believe, is Galano.
Yes,
The big fucker.
He's gigantic.
Looked like roided
He
up
looked.
evil.
I was going to bring that up, and when we went through this, like he made him look tiny, and they call him, what is it, like the something
The
giant?
The big little brother or something like that.
Yeah.
But they needed him there, and he needed to have all that presence to square off with somebody and be the equalizing factor to a guy like Omos.
Yeah.
All right, folks, I'm gonna head to bed.
Yeah, Cody, what is your overall score for this? Please give me your. I know we got to have you up early, and then we've got Clash in Italy tomorrow. So
because of those two classics, I'm gonna give this show a 7.5 out of 10.
I feel you. That's a fair rating. And of course, what are you most anticipated for Clash in Italy?
I'm excited to see Brock and Oba run it back.
I am as well. I really think that there could be some magic there if they give it to us the right way, with Brock being pissed and being just.
I think you need to have it go a little over 10 minutes though this time. I think it can't be.
I doubt it'll happen, but would love to see it. Folks, you got to check out Cody_Oneedy_316 on Instagram.
Give me a hell yeah!
Or Judgment Day Era on YouTube and on Twitter/X. Thank you so much for being here, Cody. I appreciate it greatly.
Of course.
And
you two have a good night and have a good rest of the show.
Sir.
And I'll see you tomorrow for the Clash review.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Doctor of Evil, Galano, here is massive. And I was trying to find out his exact stats really quick just to know how he's 6'4" and 284. He looks even bigger, so that could be an undersell, but they call him.
He looks a little bit big. He looks a little bit bigger than a ham sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got a few different nicknames there, and basically, he keeps his personal life a secret. A lot of wrestlers do that. It's enmascarado, which by lucha libre traditions means that your personal life is kept secret from the general public.
I guess that's why they not that I'm jumping to the end. I guess that's why they put like Chad Gable's like real life stats literally on the Tron as he was leaving, which I thought was really cool.
It is a interesting way to handle it, certainly.
If Dr. Wagner is not the singles champion anymore because now it's on Vikingo and his brother has now come back, Wagner Jr. and Galano versus the Creeds would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of options.
Yes.
That's the fun part. There's a lot of options and things for them to do.
More options. Thanks.
Yeah, that's the fun part, though. And I'm curious what happens with El Grande going forward now that he's Chad. You know, does he do anything in AAA? Is he done entirely? Do we? You know, there's possibilities at least.
Well, he ended that. Did you watch to the end of the speech, or were you streaming at that time?
Yes, we watched to the end, and he takes his mask off and
he gave his speech, and he introduced himself to the world for the first time, and he passed the torch on to the remaining.
Yes.
But he said, I gained all this respect for Mexico, and I will be back in AAA.
Okay.
And I will be back indicates to me that for now he's dipping,
taking a break. Yeah. So we'll see when. They but
on the main roster.
I'm.
We call it a babyface turn at the end.
It should be. I mean, realistically, you would think, but basically, long and short here that we were talking about before. Vikingo used every bit of a heel tactic that he could. I mean, he delivered an amazing shooting star press to the floor. That was really cool. Like we said, everybody runs down. Galano comes down to cut off Omos, but Omos just picks him up and throws him over the barricade like he is Microman all over again. Comes back with a chair, and he's beating on Omos until he collapses now. So that was a cool spot.
You see Omos fighting with the kid in the crowd?
Yes. Another great moment as well. So finally, Omos fights back and just lays a giant right hand onto Wagner, knocks him out. After that, Vikingo hits a 630, makes the cover, and wins the title. He's the new Latin American champion. And again, like we said, Dr. Wagner had that belt for 287 days. This belt has been all over the place. So Dr. Wagner Jr. was the original champion, and El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. now just lost the title. So it's been through a lot, certainly, just like Rey Fenix beating Laredo Kid for the Cruiserweight title after 539 days.
Here's a question
And
for you.
yeah,
Okay, so now in this sort of corner of wrestling, we've got Penta, who's a champion. We've got Rey Fenix, who's a champion.
yes,
We've got Vikingo, who's a champion. Expand out the search a little bit. You've got Cody, who's a champion. You've got Punk, who went into WrestleMania as a champion.
yes,
You've got Jade, who went into WrestleMania as a champion.
yes,
You've got Ricky Saints in a title hunt right now. You've got Ethan Page in a title hunt right now. You think they're missing AEW? You think they're, regretting any decisions moving up to the A show, getting called up from AEW, as it were?
Yeah. They might be regretting a few things.
Survey says no.
I don't know. The WWE isn't, but AEW might be. Are they regretting a few things?
Hey,
Is WWE? I don't think so. So they've got the upper hand there. All right. Before we get any more tired in here,
they're not going to use they're not going to use AAA properly. They're not going to use Rey Fenix properly. No, let's just put Rey Mysterio in a AAA ring in front of an ecstatic crowd.
yes, make him GM and
Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix. I meant.
Oh, Rey Fenix, yes. Yeah, make Rey Fenix into a huge star that's now the freaking champ for the Cruiserweight title. Like, come on.
You think they update the belt like they did with Dom's?
Probably.
Because Dom's, they kept the same design of it. They just, and I mean this in a good way for once, they put a WWE shine on it.
Yes.
Because it was pretty, it's a interesting looking belt, but it looked a bit flat. They took the same design, they shined it up. They shined it up real nice. They turned it sideways and wrapped it around his waist because he's the champion.
Yeah, pretty much. And not ever was that the AEW title, right?
Oh my God.
That goof and gaff kills me and my hairy ass. But I really did like this match, and I liked it more than I had any right to. The Latin American title ended up being a big deal. It felt like a big deal. New champion. There's not much to say about Pagano and Psycho Clown taking on the War Raiders. The Clowns...
The Clowns are great, and the Viking Raiders are actually being used for once.
Here's the thing. So already somebody took out Panic, Murder, and Dave the Clown. So Psycho Clown thinks it's Pagano. Pagano says it's not him. Now they're supposed to fight the War Raiders, and instead they can't coexist. It's a simple story that we've seen 1,000 times play out, but it's so well executed and well done that it's very enjoyable. I really liked this match. Was it the best of the night? No. Was it amazing? No. But damn, yes, production, presentation, all of that here was fantastic. And I liked how he didn't rip off his mask, Psycho Clown, until after the match so he could have the standoff with Pagano. Like, that was a cool little touch. And
See,
then
if I want to be like hyper nitpicky, the fact that he didn't rip off the mask, it's becoming like Angel's pants, right? If it doesn't get ripped off during the match, it means there's something happened after the match. So
Yes.
that telegraphed the end a little bit, but I was already.
See, now I wish he wouldn't rip it off every match anymore. Like, I
Yeah.
wish he would come out with it and not always do it. Maybe do it after the match when the cameras are off for the families there, the kids that want to see it or something. But wait,
it's good shtick though, and it's such a
it's so cool.
Awesome. It's such an awesome visual.
I wonder how it connects too. Like, is it a magnet thing? Is it still? Because it looks like he's peeling it away. It's a really cool effect. The War Raiders win here. They basically. They hit, they use a DTM and Ivar pinned Psycho before Pagano could get back in the ring. And then they start to fight amongst each other when the War Raiders take off. You think they're gone, but lo and behold, the War Raiders really are going to attack. Psycho Clown and Pagano sees this, doesn't help him, and gets the fuck out of Dodge, leaving his former clown brother to get his ass kicked.
I do want to say something about the Viking Raiders because it is true. Like they've both had really bad like health histories and luck with health and injuries and whatnot, and they've both been like the only ones in the company and not really used very well. Like Ivar had his run where he was fighting all the big guys and whatnot, but they haven't had the best luck. They don't have a whole lot of traction on the main roster as a team.
No.
Two things I want to say about Ivar. Like shout out to Erik. Erik's great. Shout out to Ivar.
I'm just tired of the clowns. You know?
Yeah.
You're always following me. Fucking clowns. Sorry. I get all creeped out.
For the size of Ivar, I always get surprised by some of the shit that he can pull off.
Yes!
Like,
he's another Luke Harper.
I don't remember who it was, but when JBL was on SmackDown, there was a big guy that could fly, and he always called him the flying bus because it's
That's funny.
It's like a plane landed on you or whatever. I also want to say about Ivar, how do we feel about somebody who's like bald but also has dreads? Like
right? It's very
interesting. His skullet dreads. It is weird.
So
he's got a crown, but it's like around his head, not on his head. Speaking of which, because I haven't brought my new mission onto your channel yet.
Yes,
Austin Theory, King of the Ring. Yeah,
I don't hate it. So I guess they called Big Show the Flying Bus. Because it was when he launched himself from the ring apron, diving onto wrestlers at ringside. They said it was like a flying bus collision. I don't know if that was it.
You know what's hysterical? If you go back to his like early WCW stuff, he actually had like top rope maneuvers.
Yes, drop kicks and elbows, and
that's kind of terrifying.
That is scary.
He says he's not retired either.
Yeah, Heel says, did Pagano just become leader of the War Raiders? Yeah, it really had that kind of feel to it because he was just first like signaling to them, it looked like, but then he walked away. So
because they've gone back to being the War Raiders, this doesn't quite work. If they were still the Viking Raiders, would they not be a championship trio with Vikingo?
Yes. It would work perfect. Lines right up. Yeah, I think you are nailing it. Survey agrees.
There we go.
And, of course, we talked a good deal about the main event, but what a match.
Fantastic.
There isn't really enough time to explain how we got here, and how we got here is pretty simple. So the original Royal Rumble is where the original appeared, and that's where Americano started from the Gulf of Mexico, now the Gulf of America. He basically went until he got injured, and then we had El Grande Americano the second. Then he had his Los Americanos brothers join in, and when the original Americano came back, he had the Creed brothers. Basically, the Credos, yes. So we had Los Americanos and the Credos, and you saw OG basically lay out the loaded guitar shot right at the very beginning, and that's how this match started.
Entrances were good.
The entrances were great. I skipped over that because I was so taken back by the guitar shot because I wasn't expecting it. It happened so quick. El Grande Americano the second, the non-OG, the non-Chad, the Ludwig Kaiser had the biggest hero's welcome ever. That was almost, I dare say, bigger than Bad Bunny at Backlash in Puerto Rico. Like the way
You see the people trying to do
cheered
photo
him
checks
here.
right now.
Yeah.
You see the people trying to do the photo checks online because so many people like left their seats
Yes.
to like rush the aisleway and like try to like dap his hand or whatever. People were trying to like say, "Oh, look, they couldn't even sell out. Look at all these empty seats." It's like, you guys are just fucking idiots. What are we doing?
Ridiculous.
What are we doing? I thought you guys weren't even watching.
Yeah, I thought you didn't care.
Well, we have to because we have to hold WWE accountable for how they're ruining AAA. Except they're not, and so there's that.
Yeah, no kidding. And
The audience, I will say, the audience in Mexico, like for the whole show, but obviously especially for the main event because they were so into it. The audience for this show was insane.
yes, they were.
Like there was an ad somewhere during the show. Like WWE themselves are doing like I think like a week of touring in Mexico at sometime in the next couple of months. Fucking do like, remember when Backlash was always the one that went somewhere different?
Yes,
Do Backlash Mexico.
I know. I mean, I totally agree. The feeling, you know, the reaction that he gets. I mean, the man is crying with how much love and adulation he's seeing here. We go back into the $10 billion studio spaz for a reason, quick, because I can't show a lot of this, like audio wise, but everybody's singing to him, and he is just crying. I mean, look at that. Because the fans there's thousands, so he's singing, serenading them. Like, it's incredible the reaction that this man is getting. He fully embraced the culture, and he didn't do it in a way that was mocking. Exactly, because he spoke the language. They're like, oh my God, he's speaking fluent, full Spanish. He learned more for whatever didn't know. I haven't seen a pop like that in maybe 10 or 20 years. That was a Hogan vibe. The last pop like that, like I saw, it was like AJ in France, or it was, as I mentioned earlier, you know, like you don't get many like this. Puerto Rico Backlash with Bad Bunny, he got a huge response. That was insane.
And this is what I was sort of trying to touch on before, and I think I sort of rambled my way through it, right? A hometown pop is amazing. Like Bad Bunny getting the Puerto Rico Backlash
Yes.
pop was absolutely fucking huge. It's a different accomplishment to have somebody, sorry, as I choke on my words, somebody like Kaiser, who's not Mexican, not part of their culture, not, you know, what people would say, quote unquote, a real luchador, and be adopted by them. Like,
yes.
So
to be truly, ingratiated and taken in and I mean, yeah, it's really something else. Yeah, that was a phenomenal reaction. The ring was shaking. It was incredible. I guess Mexico will host SmackDown on September 11th and Raw September 14th of this year.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's
Are you Nostradamus?
What are we doing?
That's hilarious. I'm not exaggerating one bit. I just saw this here and I was like, oh
no.
My God. Wow. Look at that. And then the ring came in for Soft Ground Wrestling not long ago that Cody Rhodes purchased for them. Like, that's such a cool thing. These guys were just fighting on mud, thus the Soft Ground Wrestling, and now they're able to actually compete, and they're putting on these huge shows, and it's just awesome. they have, hundreds of people that show up weekly for them to literally roll in the mud, but they have all of these different storylines going on. They've got a women's division and tag divisions and
AEW joke, right?
I know, rolling in the mud. I want to give this show tonight the night of the greats and the giants and all of it in between, because like we said, you had El Grande OG gets put into the ring post, and then they pull out a table, and it was a small table, but it was a table.
I was going to say they look like they almost overshot it, but I think
because it was tiny.
Yeah.
The ankle lock was a great sell. Oh, you thought he was going to tap and he doesn't. And the crowd went silent. They hushed for a second when he almost tapped. They were like, that was cool. That was really cool.
Was extra, and it felt like actual anger. Like normally, like the spot around the post, okay, you wrap the guy's leg around the post, you grab the chair, you give it a whack, everybody goes, oh my God.
Yeah.
But he just set him up and didn't even like listen to the crowd almost. He was just bang.
Bang. Yeah. There was no cadence or timing to it. He wanted to hurt him. There was never a point, like when he drop kicks OG into the stairs when he's kind of like sitting in them, it's not going to hurt. It's a noise, but that was an incredible spot. How ingenuitive, how fucking creative. Because it makes an amazing thud. Mm-hmm. And just like, the arm in the cinder block, your arm's not going to get hurt. You're hitting the cinder block. But the volume, the intensity of it, the smashing.
I'm just saying.
Yes, that one was a bit much. But still, you get the point. You don't have to be Darby getting thwacked into the stairs.
Do you remember the old? It was on a B pay-per-view, and it was when the Nexus was around, and John Cena versus Wade Barrett, and they went up to the stage because it was TLC because they had a bunch of chairs like hanging from the stage, and it's like, oh, he brought down all the chairs on him. It's like, no, he clearly got in a box, and you dropped a bunch of chairs on the box.
Yeah, like there was no danger there, and you could see it the way it was done too. It was like it could have been a cool visual, but instead, like we don't want people to get hurt. That's never it. Like, oh, you want Jericho to get hurt. It's like, no, Giovanni Vinci having an appearance tomorrow to go ahead and help out Gunther. It would be cool, but he's Fabian Eichner now in TNA, so he's back to his old stuff.
But TNA does work with WWE.
I know they do, but I don't know that they would want him over there yet because they just brought him in. I think they want to reestablish him first, and rather than have him be the WWE guy.
One of the coolest things that happened, and I know it's not very much main roster with TNA, but when they had the whole stuff with like Danny Luna and Leon Slater and a couple of other people were all stuck in the UK because of the passport stuff.
Yes.
And they just said, well, we're doing SmackDown over there. Why don't we just throw Leon on SmackDown for the night?
Yeah, but that was an evil, plan to screw him out of.
That was an evil corporate ploy.
Yes.
Who knows?
To get him out of things.
Maybe if they had thrown Danny Luna on SmackDown as well, we might still have Danny Luna. But that's another story for another day.
For another day, indeed. I've gone all over back and forth because the second and third matches were still damn good. They weren't amazing, but the tag title win was very well done. It was more about the story of the Psycho Clown family drama. And then, of course, before that, Vikingo gets the win with the help of Omos. Who can stop them? Who can take down that big, gigantic, meaty man? And then, of course, Rey Fenix with the fucking, potential match of the year for AAA, if not elsewhere. God, was that good. And then, like we said...
I'm glad WWE came along to finally introduce the world to Lucha League.
Yeah, they had Kaiser's girlfriend show up there, the announcer. I always forget her name.
Yeah.
And they had Pimpella was there as kind of like the Rock moment. She showed up to dole out some justice and slaps and get a few licks in. She went ahead and dived through everybody. That was cool. Chad was bleeding. The OG Americano was bleeding unbelievably bad. He split open the top of his head right here. It looked like it happened
When he was
either.
giving his speech,
Yeah,
when he
it
giving
was
his
just
speech
pouring.
afterwards, and it was just not even just pouring, but like you could see, like, how can I say this? Like where the way it was streaming down his face, you could tell when a heartbeat
Yes,
was
yeah,
happening.
because it was pulsing, and every
like
time you could
or-
see it pulse,
or-
yeah. And on top of it, it wasn't just like, you know, the constantness of it, but how deep it was. It was like, you know, more of like that arterial blood too. So he couldn't keep his eye open.
They ripped his mask a little too much as well. This is
Yes.
something that people used to say about Rey Mysterio a lot when he had the mask that was open at the back and he had to adjust
Yeah.
it all the time. And you could see him because it was like too torn and he didn't want to show his whole face.
Yes,
So
so they had to
get
fix it a bit.
It looked like something out of a horror movie where somebody has like a ghastly injury and the skin is open and like it just flaps.
Yeah.
Like that's what the mask looked like because it was so wet from the blood and because it's not a company that shows you like 10 gallons of blood every 5 minutes. It was actually effective.
Exactly. I told ATS 01083, never be sorry. He goes, sorry, I didn't know that, you know, Eichner was there. I said, never be sorry. I said, there's too many people to keep up with and wrestlers and contracts and talent. And, you know, it's not like you came in here and you're like, Roman's not in AEW. You know, like, obviously it's hard to keep up with where someone goes after they're let go because their name changes, and we're not judgy here at all. We like to help each other.
There will be a moment where either in TNA or in AAA they'll have somebody random and big show up there for the night.
Yeah.
Like
it'll happen.
Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes showing up in AAA would be big. Weird. I still want to see.
I could see
somebody
him especially, like Cody
CM
being
Punk
the
shows-
one. Yeah.
CM Punk shows up in TNA.
Wouldn't be bad.
Says I haven't had a world title in a while. Hey, Santana,
I haven't been to TNA in a while. He could start off with. So
you can go back to wearing the big baggy shorts.
yeah, the finish of this match was great. Getting sent into the ring post, and then he hits him with the headbutt and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. The crowd erupts. The ring bell.
Bibby was there.
Everybody's crying. You know, Cody was sobbing, and Cody made a great comparison before with Chad and saying how, you know, he's been through so much in so many different ways, and how this is similar to some of the other arcs we've seen with him, but in a better light. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So is he going to be a face? I hope that's what this was. He said, you put the mask on to defeat all the luchadors I hated, and I learned everything there was about lucha libre and Mexican culture, and then I'm man enough to admit that I couldn't overcome the Mexican spirit. I will always be the original, but tonight and from here on out, you know, the only real American El Grande is you. And with that, he saw his family, and he pulled off his mask to show him bleeding, disheveled, and it is Chad Gable. Oh my God, all the jokes on the internet. I can't believe it was Chad this whole time. Ha ha ha, I'm so creative.
This is where I wanted to draw a direct comparison to early days NXT.
Yes.
Because their fans let you do cool shit like this. And it was most prevalent in in all the 4 horsewomen scenarios where the story was they all hated each other, and you know, Sasha and Bayley got to the main event of a pay-per-view and Roddy Raw. But
Yes.
after the fact, there was like a bit of a curtain call type moment. Everybody kind of
I gotcha.
Everybody kind of was out there like supporting each other, like acknowledging what they had all just done, and the crowd knew enough to let the
play
character
along,
break it, and then everybody could get back into character again next week. The fact that like he's been this villainous, like this what do you want to say, like target of hate, like intentionally, and to sort of like treat this like a curtain call for that version of Americano, and then thank the guy behind the character. Like wrestling can do this.
Yeah,
like
and it's one of those only in wrestling moments, honestly, because there's not another medium where you can tell this kind of story. The Mets suck. Sports don't cut the mustard for this. And trying to wrap it up in a story only, you're missing the live element. You're missing the because it only happens in sports, but sports isn't giving you the story elements of it either.
You can go to an awesome movie, but you don't get to shake the actor's hand on the way out of the theater.
Yeah.
And
you're also usually not screaming and yelling with everyone else in the theater. Maybe there's one moment where people clap or something, but you don't have that live interaction like you do with wrestling. With
personal... the exception, like you get the like mock live dudes audiences, I should say. For big event movies like Infinity War and Endgame
or Rocky Horror.
People cheered for stuff and people like high-fived and talking to each other while the movie was going on.
Exactly. But it's not the norm is my point. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
So
but it's why the exception is so much fun.
Exactly. But that's why wrestling is great, because there's just so much to be entertained by. Connor Tierney suffered a broken jaw after an accidental headbutt from his opponent tonight. And this is a little gruesome, folks. I'm going to show you the jaw here in a few seconds. So check this out. Yikes. That's his jaw from being broken. You can see it right here where he's trying to talk, and it's all just pools of blood, but I guess he got head-butted. Bare knuckle fighting championship, and that is
Sheamus hit the ring post and it pushed the teeth up into his head.
Cesaro?
Or Cesaro, sorry, not Sheamus.
Yeah, that's why
That's why he wears like the mouth guard now.
Yeah.
No, Sheamus just had a funny haircut for a while.
That was it for that one. Yeah, he just, you look stupid. Yikes. I was hoping the video played. It had a little loading down here, but it keeps messing up. There we go. See, right there, he just gets headbutted. Right. Boom. Broken jaw. That's rough. That sucks. Yeah, I'll give tonight an 8, maybe even an 8.5, honestly. I'm very excited for Clash in Italy. I probably shouldn't be as excited as I am, but I am looking forward to it. I'm thinking Roman beats Jacob.
I'm kind of sitting here right now being like, they're not going to give us anything tomorrow like what we saw tonight. Like, that's how high I am on this show tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting to. So with tonight, I'm excited for Clash still, but I'm very worried that it's going to be a letdown compared to what we got tonight. And of course, the El Grande story is one of the better stories because of what's going on with everything. They actually turned something shit into something gold. So I can't deny that. I have to give them credit for it.
I'm going 9-5.
9-5. Yeah, 8-5 from me, 9-5 from you.
I'm a lot. I see where you and Cody are coming on with the two.
What was Cody at? An 8?
I think he said 7.5.
Okay, so he's even a little bit lower.
Where you and Cody are with the two matches in the middle.
Yes.
Again, we talked about it already, but like I'm a lot higher on Vikingo and the whole like
I still really enjoyed him. Yeah,
drag tag team together, and like now Wagner has the brother with the. I'm sure they're going to be a big tag team.
Yes.
And
go on.
I like the clowns, and I like the War Raiders getting some much overdue attention. So
yes, looking like real badasses finally. Yeah. After all this time being ignored.
Two amazing matches at the beginning and end, and in the middle, some really promising, like, progressive stuff.
Fuck it. I'll give it a 9. I think you talked me into it. I won't be a 9.5, but a 9 feels really good because I started at an 8. And when I go full all the way through it, because I still really, really, really enjoyed the story and competitiveness and everything that came out of that second and third bout. Title changes, the way they transpired, all of it. The main event with, like you said, Andrea Bartze or Bizarre, however you say her name, Bizarre-te. She's the one.
I hope they put that in there last minute just to acknowledge the bullshit that he's been.
Well, JBL brought it up. He's like, I heard she was getting into a fight in an elevator last time we saw her, and in Florida. Like, that was funny. It made me laugh. Yeah. Honestly, and that was funny. For Chad to go ahead and take off his mask, and you've got this great moment that people God damn, this is just a really, it's not wholesome in the sense of like family wholesome, but it's wholesome like in the turnout, like the way everything transpired. Like you got this full turnaround and comeuppance of a story. Someone that was just supposed to be a replacement briefly.
They have a moment where they are impacted by how much they've impacted people.
Yes.
And it's not really something you can duplicate.
No.
I'm going to say,
no.
I mean, you know where I stood on Double or Nothing.
Yes.
As far as pay-per-views for the year, I'm not going to go crazy and say that, you know, this was better than fucking WrestleMania Night 2 or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm not there.
I will say, for what it is, which is it's not really a pay-per-view, it's an elevated weekly episode of the thing like NXT does, whatever. For what it is, for what I expected from it, and how much farther it was from what I expected from it, in context of that, it's probably the most fun I've had watching a show this year.
Yes, I agree. Totally
That's
agree.
Why I get the 9-5. I mean, you can't replicate Mania. There's nothing the size, the scope, the overall like encroaching element that is WrestleMania. WrestleMania becomes your whole weekend. If you live in that city, WrestleMania takes up your city for the whole week. This is a singular episode of AAA. It's fucking 2:30.
Concise, straight to the point, all of it. Yeah, 2:30 in the morning. They made a great show. We were here a lot longer than we wanted to be, but I appreciate you being here greatly. I mean, you were on the high. All those subscribers coming to the Spaz Phoenix channel and hanging out. Like you and I said Roman's going to retain. I would prefer Jacob win, but Roman will retain. I don't know if you agree or not, but
I would rather have Jacob win than Gunther, but now that they've solidified that Cody Gunther is in that like free first hour, I think they want to have something that grabs people's attention. So I'm thinking they might pull the trigger on Gunther, even though it's not the most exciting option, because they'll think it's an exciting option.
With Femi, you know, we got that match too. So a lot of chances here. So what are you thinking with Roman and Jacob? You're definitely thinking that Jacob wins.
I want it to be Jacob,
okay,
because I think there's going to be more focus on the first world title match as far as like, hey, do we really want to make a headline? I think they might save the headline making moment for the Jacob thing for another time. But
okay,
I hope the surprise that they go with is Jacob and
not Gunther.
Brock's going to win by shenanigans. I'm pretty sure.
I'm with you there. I think Brock wins, so they set up a third match. And
rounding it out with Sol Ruka,
Becky.
and new Rhea Ripley, and still.
Yeah, you're thinking Becky retains. I'd like Sol to win. But
I'm thinking Rhea retains and Sol.
Oh, wins. Rhea retains. Yes, gotcha. I misheard you there, damn Discord. Yeah, so Rhea retains. I agree. A lot of people are thinking Jade wins, so risky business. And then, of course, like you said, Becky and Sol and New, I think we're going to get, finally, the full activation.
Rhea Ripley wins with the added assistance of all the caucasity.
Well, you know what we're finally going to get is not just the
Soul Snatcher.
The Soul Snatcher, but we're going to get also Jessica Carr finally fucking up Becky somehow. Like, this is coming, so...
Oh, question for you. Going back to the AAA show for a second, because we have the ladies 3-on-3 match next week. We have the 5-way. The only other thing that was announced for next week is new general manager Mysterio is sitting down for an interview, and he has an announcement that will affect the AAA audience and roster. What do you think it might be? I have no fucking clue.
I have no clue at all. I am very curious, though. Like, extremely curious.
I have a strange feeling it's going to be something like Penta has been drafted to AAA or something like that, because I think I might have already said it earlier off in the show, because my memory is a sieve at this point. I think
you're struggling.
I think he drops the IC title before the Lucha Brothers reunite at Triple Mania, and that's not that far away.
No, it's not. So I agree with you there, though. I mean, I think that's happening. We see the winner, the non-OG El Grande Americano. You giving it a 9.5. I gave it a 9. Like, this really was the
9.5 then between the two of us.
Yeah, 9.25. I mean, this really was a just damn perfect show.
This was a fun little
And
2 hours.
Yeah. It was
I do want to know what
just
they're adding next week's show, because right now they've only got 2 matches, and both of them are pile of people matches.
yeah, it was just so much goddamn fun, and really from top to bottom. When you got Tommaso Ciampa looking like he's made out of AI, I mean, I just don't know what to believe anymore. So with at least this, we got some really good wrestling, and
They had an extra collision this week, didn't they? They did collision at the end of Dynamite, separate live collision tonight.
yes, then they had another collision just to throw in there, I guess, as well. Make it make sense. But Danhausen's a problem, you know? Him cursing people, it's a problem.
On a program.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We'll be live in just about 14 hours. We're going to be live as we bring you the Clash in Italy review. That's right. It's coming. Like Spaz. In Italy. Ah, that's a pause.
No, her name's Emily.
Oh, I had it wrong. I thought it was Italy.
All right.
Spaz, I need you to tell these amazing people where they can find that channel of yours. And once again, congratulations. What a glorious night indeed. I'm so happy that you have gotten the love you deserve and all those amazing subscribers. Thank you to all the new viewers over here that checked us out and had fun with the review. We'll be live with Clash in Italy. Until then, Spaz, now you can tell these amazing people where they can find you, sir.
All right. Head over to X at Spaz Phoenix. Head over to Instagram at Spaz Phoenix. You can go to YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon and search the Spaz Phoenix podcast. We will be doing a live watch along for Clash in Italy tomorrow in 12 hours. So come on in and join us for that. And if you're joining us and don't speak English, I'm going to try the best I can with Google Translate. Thanks for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Indeed. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to the one and only Spaz Phoenix for having me on his podcast every week, The State of Wrestling, wherever podcasts can be found. Huh, my friend? You and I have been doing that for a long time now, so we have a plethora of back episodes for you to go and listen to and check out. And thank you, everybody, for checking out IntoSomewhere Weekly, where we preview all the shows upcoming. We'll be live tomorrow, like I said, or later today, Clash in Italy. We'll be live for the Raw review and so much more. So subscribe, thumbs up. We have another album coming out, the B-sides, rarities, and other remastered hits. So be on the lookout for that as well. Until then, I hope you all stay sexy. I hope you all have a great night. And I